as we got older, I got a little more recognition, and I'm sure I got better and all of that too, but got a little more recognition. But those coaches actually turned me off to soccer so much that I switched to football in high school. And I think about that a lot because, you know, I don't know that I would have ever went anywhere in soccer or what happened, but like I should have been the one standing up and being like I'm good enough, you know, and like and showing that and proving that and doing whatever. But I was so shy, and I just fed into that shyness of being quiet and not confident, and that kind of like that is a consistent thing that has shown up in my life until my late 20s probably.
Yeah, that's difficult. I mean, you know, I played more sports growing up than James did, and I feel like no matter who you're talking to, sports are kind of like one of the origins of most people's like issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like there's maybe not the origin, but there's a lot of like source pain in that, and recognizing like dealing with coaches that are either like nuts or maybe people's own parents that are nuts about things, and like learning to deal with failure and learning to deal with like fighting for what you think you're owed and things like that. And it's a lot for, you know, a sixth grader.
Yeah. And I mean, we won the state championship. Like we were like really good, and we came in second once, but like, you know, they thought that we were like so awesome, and then we go to regionals and we get destroyed. And it's like, well, they're like, we're not that freaking good. Like, chill out. You know?
It governs so much of the social dynamics too. You know, like especially before like girls really come into the picture and kind of change things up like that. Like, it's the way the team dynamic is pretty much dictates like how the social dynamic is. You know, and who's worth hanging out with.
Oh yeah, I mean, I spent years with those soccer players, and like in other sports as well. But like in middle school and then in high school, like I was still friendly with them. I liked most of them, like, but none of them were my good friends. Like all of my good friends, like, and that was one of the reasons why I also switched to football, was they played football, and I switched to football, and like I was told, you're not going to play, you're not going to do this. And then freshman year in the freshman team, like I started. And then, and because it was kind of like start fresh, everyone starts fresh and like really better than me. And so like I just constantly got overlooked. And then they were like, oh, you're good. Like, where did you come from? I was like, dude, you didn't give me a chance. And again, that's probably my fault. Like I didn't stand up and be like, hey, I can kick too. Like, give me a shot. And, you know, so it's just constantly feeling like I'm overlooked. And but that also fed into my shyness, you know, and that insecurity that I had. Like I just kept falling deeper and deeper into that. We've been together like 6 years now. Like it's just wild how it all works out. But you find like sometimes you find that one person or that one thing, and it just like it clicks. And I mean, we literally had first semester we had an English class together that was like you had to take it and nothing. And we just did a project together, and then we just like hit it off. And it's just like that one meeting, but like going to Penn State and going through all of that stuff. And it was a really weird time for me because I was still dealing with mad insecurities and all this stuff. And you're drinking massive amounts of alcohol and feeding into the insecurities by like, oh, I'm going to get drunk so I can like be more outgoing. And then you keep trying to chase that, you get too drunk, and you end up falling back into the insecurities, which, you know, you don't really see at the time. But, Kate, like, the fact that whole thing happened and I met Kate through it made, like, it all worth it, you know? And, like, now we have I think, a great relationship and building this life together, and it's pretty awesome. But it's like, but at the same time, I think as far as like development in school and all this stuff, like I probably would have been better at a smaller school and somewhere else.
Yeah.
But
like,
you know,
personally.
Yeah. But I think I really like it was just feeding it. It's just everything I did, all decisions I made, just like fed into these like insecurities.
It's interesting because it's like now it's like you're breaking that cycle, like putting yourself out there.
Yeah, but it's always something that like I always wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
but I never felt confident enough to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just so weird. It's kind of a weird dynamic, and I'm only really seeing it and understanding it now as to how it all was.
Yeah.
But you can trace that through, you know, elementary school, middle school, high school, college. And then grad school probably is when I started to go a little different. But, like, I think a couple of things that helped break me out was girlfriends. So, like, the girlfriend that I had in high school going into college, that was also one of the reasons why I struggled so much that first semester. She was still a senior in high school at that point. And then we ended up breaking up, but, like, after the first semester. But, like, that was a struggle for me, but that helped break me out of my shell and give me confidence. And then the girlfriend that I had in grad school, that helped me give me more confidence. You know what I mean? Like, that was, like, I needed that to help grow me. And then I was able to gain confidence in my own. But then Kate helped me, again, like, take it to another level.
Yeah.
And now I think...
How so?
I don't know. I mean, it's just like it's almost like that. You know, you seek that external validation or something, but it was like it means so much more when it's coming from like someone who cares about you so much, and who sees you for who you really are, and like you can be like 100% yourself in front of them, and they make you be like feel cool, feel good about it, and that was like that was what I needed, because I couldn't get it within myself. I didn't know how to do that. But then Kate brought me to that other level of now, like, she helped me see it even more. And, but then now I just, like, it's 100% me.
Yeah.
And it has been for several years now. But yeah, man. I mean, you never really realize, I only realize it now looking back on it and going into this, as you call it, the rabbit hole. Of this stuff of really going deep into, like, I think my path is self-inquiry and going into that and everything. So, you know, it's real personal. Like, and I don't think a lot of people can even say the stuff that I'm saying right now, and that's part of the problem. Like, you'd be scared to put it out there, but like. And I think that's what drove me so much is that fear. That fear takes over you, and it's like, well, what, like in class, like I didn't raise my hand. I would never raise my hand because what if I'm wrong? Even though I know I'm right, but what if they come back at me then with something else?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
can't
prepared
handle it.
for it. Like I can't handle it. You know. But then you have teachers that call you out. Like this great art teacher, Mr. Duca. I don't know if he's still around.
Mr. What?
Duca.
Dukkha is a like a Sanskrit term or something for like personal karma, like personal hang-ups.
Basically, we use it kind of interchangeably with like when someone stirs something in you.
Yeah, someone stirs up your insecurities.
That you don't really want to address.
Yeah,
oh,
dude,
my
he
Dukkha,
did that.
dude. It's my Dukkha.
Yeah, so he did that for me. Like he would call, so art was another thing that I was always really into.
Yeah, I remember, like, I was talking to my dad recently, like, does Shaun still draw? Because I remember he made some cool stuff.
Yeah, I don't much anymore. I'd say it's more the photography stuff, like all the Instagram, like, I like that platform because I can put up my photography. But I'd say it's more that now, but I'll paint and draw and do things every now and then. I mean, doing any of the logo stuff, I didn't come up with the Logan Kinei logo, but, like, I'll come up with, like, everything kind of based off of that. I like all that stuff, but that guy, Mr. Duca, like, he would call me out. I remember him in the senior year calling me out on stuff because I was putting, like, football practice over finishing an art project or something. But I definitely wasn't putting my full self into art. Like, 'cause that's super vulnerable, too. Yeah. And, like, you put that out there and you're just like, I hated critiques, man. You have to put that stuff up in front and have everyone talk about your freaking
what you should have
artwork.
done differently.
Yeah. And I remember the one time I didn't finish, and they're like, "Oh, it probably would have been good if he finished." And like I remember that, and it's just like, yeah, okay, well, all right, well, yeah. So they think I'm all right at least. But at the end, like, you build through and you get more confidence, and you know that was after 4 years of art. That was my senior year, but him and then a guy, Mr. Ebal or Dr. Ebal, at Drexel in grad school, he was one of those teachers too who would just call you out. and he would just be like, you know, and then once he knew that you were paying attention and you were good, like he'd kind of leave you alone. But he's another person. Like those are the two people that stand out to me so much as far as teachers. But he was one of the best teachers I ever had. He's still at Drexel, but
yeah, I think vulnerability is now, you know, as I've kind of walked further down the self-inquiry path, it's like the ultimate medicine, you know, because things work themselves out naturally once you expose them to the elements, you know, and to have, like you said, a relationship with your wife now where you feel as though you can be who you actually are, and like you can be vulnerable in a safe space or an environment where you know that you're not being judged as harshly, so that you're more apt to be vulnerable in the real world too, because you're like, well, at least this person is anchoring me to some form of identity.